Hi, everyone. Elaine back here. And as you know, my show is It's Not About Us, because it's not. It's about our Heavenly Father and who we're here to serve and what we do. And on that note, I'm so pleased today that I have the heads of Angel Studio with me, and I'm going to ask them to introduce themselves and tell you a little bit about what they do.
I'm actually, my name is Leo Severino. I'm a producer,
Right.
and I was a producer on Sound of Freedom and a producer on this next film that Angel Studios is partnering with us on, which is called Cabrini.
And what is Cabrini about?
Cabrini is a film about this incredible woman who, at the turn of into the 1900s, touched millions of lives, touched countless souls, changed the landscape of the world, and no one knows her name. At least, hopefully, they will know her name soon. It's Cabrini.
Wow.
And Angel Studio, our partner here, Jordan Harmon, who's the president of Angel Studios, is distributing it worldwide, just like they did Sound of Freedom.
Right.
It's very, very exciting. The obviously, Sound of Freedom took the world by storm, and everybody knows that story now. And so, these same producers and the director, Alejandro Monteverde, they have created another masterpiece. It's a cinematic masterpiece. And it truly shows how the power of an individual can change the world.
Absolutely.
And it shows that you don't have to wait for government or somebody to come solve your problems for you, that you can turn around and you can actually solve them for yourself. My wife and I walked out of it. My wife said, "This is my favorite thing that Angel Studios has done."
Wow.
And so Cabrini, it comes out on March 8th. You can actually get tickets right now on sale at angel.com/Cabrini. And it's that's selling out all across the nation, and it's very, very exciting.
I'm not surprised. Anybody who saw Sound of Freedom knows the quality and the thought. I think the thing that impressed me the most, guys, about the previous movie was the fact that you could take a subject that is so ugly, so nasty, and have children in the film and never involve them in it. The way that you talk to these children and help them, play out their part without knowing the evil behind it. I just thought that was amazing in itself.
Well, thank you for that, because that was a deliberate decision early on, and it's to the credit of our great director, Alejandro Monteverde. He said, we're going to direct this, and we're going to direct these kids in this thing that is unimaginable.
Right.
We're going to make it imaginable to the audience, but in a way that's not going to scar.
Right.
And to the actors who were kids on set, it was an embargo. They could not know what the story was really about, because, of course, you don't want to expose kids to even the thought of something as crazy as the reality that we didn't think at the time was as prolific, sadly, as it is.
Yes. And it gets worse all the time. And that's why we need to continue with these movies. And we need to continue telling the truth and getting everything out, because the people in this country, as we know, have been deceived, and everything's been twisted through what President Trump calls the fake news. But the thing is we joke about it, we call it that, but the reality is it's all a big fat lie that's being told. People are being deceived. And I think that goes along with what the Bible says about good will be bad and bad will be good.
100%. And it's one of those things where what people don't often realize is they look at the culture and how degraded it is, and they say, well, get out and vote, which you should, absolutely should.
Sure.
Try to change your local area and your local politics and everything. But culture is actually defined years and decades before it gets to the place we are today.
That's
and
right.
It's done through entertainment.
That's right.
What we watch and what we consume is the primary thing that will dictate what our culture will look like in 10, 20, and 30 years.
That's right.
And so, like Sound of Freedom, we have a responsibility, although it not only does, Leo and Alejandro and their team, create cinematic masterpieces that people can enjoy, that are entertaining, but also amplify light and teach good principles. Those are the type of pieces of content that we need to support and get behind, so that the culture can change in 10, 15, 20 years for the better.
Right.
And so it's not just about, although, we're here, obviously here at CPAC, that's super important as well. And they go hand in hand.
Right.
But the entertainment space is such a pivotal piece of solving the problems that will make our future better for our children and our grandchildren.
Well, you know, that's something that I bring up all the time on my show, is the fact that we have all these children that have been taught fantasy and fiction. And included in that is not fairy tales. It is evil. It is witchcraft. It is hate and fighting and guns and evil, you know, deceptiveness. How to kill a police officer is one of the games that's out there now.
Yeah, we believe that the culture is way too nihilistic, pessimistic, dark, and there's a
Yes.
lot of evil, and we want it to be more truthful, honest, loving, kind, and that those principles of amplifying light can spread throughout the world in a meaningful way.
That's right. Absolutely. And you guys, you did it so well. And I can't wait to see your new movie. You want to tell everybody a little bit about it?
Sure. Yeah. So this film Cabrini was one that was in the heart of our executive producer for a very long time, because he knew about this incredible woman. To give one little story about her, she when she came to the U.S. In the 1900s, she had to overcome what you were saying: so much hate, so much evil, so much that was degrading to human dignity, that she wound up not only overcoming all these obstacles, her own frailty, her own sickness. She suffered from smallpox, tuberculosis. She was given a couple years to live.
Wow.
The end of her life, not to give away too much of the story, she wound up building this empire of hope. She built orphanages, hospitals, schools, help centers that touched millions of lives, and was the largest charitable empire the world had ever seen, larger than anything the Rockefellers or Vanderbilts had built, and went on to inspire this one little nun in 1946 who was at this woman's canonization. She was canonized the first American saint by the Catholic Church. This one nun was at her canonization, was so inspired that she decided to leave her teaching order to go help change the world and start an order of missionaries. Well, that nun, her name is Mother Teresa.
Ah, wow. What a story. You know, we all have to understand that we're all here for a purpose. And what you're doing today and what you're doing, you are going to touch millions of lives. You already have through the other movie. We are all have the opportunity and the choice to either be part of the solution or the problem. And thank you for being part of the solution.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, appreciate
And
that.
I think that's so important, that people can see the truth. Even people that have lived sort of sheltered lives. Yes, there's still people that aren't wrapped up in all of the wickedness that's going on. Okay. They live normal lives in little towns in Ohio, West Virginia, Pennsylvania, you know, wherever they live. And they're still protecting their children and having family night and stuff like that. But it gets worse and worse all the time. That there's nothing good to watch on TV, nothing positive, unless you watch the Christian stations.
Or anything on Angel Studios.
Right.
That's the idea. We're trying to give that alternative to something good and
so
true
you
and
have
beautiful.
a TV show too?
Oh, they have several.
Yeah, we have several TV shows.
Oh,
So
tell us about
you can
it.
download the Angel app and you can explore them all. There's literally over 6 films that are coming out this year in theaters, and 7 different TV shows. And so jump on the Angel app and download it on all your TVs and enjoy.
Absolutely. I will, as soon as I get home, that's where I'm going, because, you know, this is the thing. The family is so sad nowadays about things because we can't find a way. I mean, I've got great grandchildren.
Do you really?
Yes.
How about that?
I want them
Congratulations.
to see the good that's happening in the world. I want them to hear about the Bible and have values.
Your audience might be familiar with our first original series, which is called The Chosen.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, go watch it.
I'm sorry. I didn't even connect that. Oh my goodness, you're right. That is amazing. You know, I mean, you talk about Cabrini, a woman. I'm talking about 2 gentlemen here that God is touching through the things that you're doing. And it's such an honor to have you here today and to be talking to you about possibly, you know, getting you some more information of something to do, or working with you in conjunction with some things that we're doing. That is amazing to me because, you know, Hollywood is everybody's first look at that type of performance, movies and stuff, right? And it has gone so south and it is so bad and so evil that when you think of people in that format, I think most of us think, well, they must be bad dudes and they're not going to be worth working with and they're probably stuck up and they don't. I'm serious.
Well, by their fruits you shall know them. So just let it be that.
Exactly. It's a pleasure to have you on my show. We've got much to talk about in the future. And I'm going to be at the movie tonight.
Great. I hope you enjoy it. Let us know what you think.
Yes,
you will
I
enjoy it.
Yes,
I
this is
will.
true.
So I know that your time is short, so I'll let you go. But thank you again for coming. Thank you for this time and opportunity for everybody out there to learn more about you. Now, you want to give again or anything
go to
else?
angel.com/Cabrini. Get your tickets today. The theaters are selling out all across the nation. It's very incredible movie. It's a cinematic masterpiece. We've heard from reviewers and critics alike that it's just, and critics generally don't like Angel content because they don't love us as much, but they even love this film. And Glenn Beck said that this is probably a top 3 film of all time for him. My wife and I felt the same way, and so it's an incredible film. Please join us.
So glad that you could be here on this show and hear from these wonderful men what's happening. That's the good news we share on our show. So come back and see us. Go to elainebeck.com and look at all my shows. And remember, I'm always praying for you. God bless you.